I still remember the steady drone of the plane that night, calm and unshaken, unlike the storm twisting inside me. 12 hours in the air, my daughter asleep across my lap, her tiny hand curled around my finger as if she already knew I'd need the strength. We were flying home to surprise him. 10 years of marriage, a decade of love and laughter, or what I thought was love. Apparently, it was also 10 years of quiet deception. When we landed, I didn't call. I wanted to see the truth written on his face before he could hide it. The taxi ride was long and silent, the city's neon lights flickering over puddles like secrets half buried. When I unlocked the front door, the familiar scent of his cologne drifted toward me, that same one he claimed he wore only because I liked it. Upstairs, laughter drifted down the hall, soft, intimate, unmistakable. My chest tightened. I told myself it was just the television. But when I opened our bedroom door, I found the kind of truth that destroys the air in your lungs. My sister sat at the edge of the bed, her hair a mess, his shirt hanging loosely over her shoulders like a trophy she hadn't earned. And there he was, my husband, sleeping beside her, bare, careless, content. The world fell silent. My heart slowed until it barely moved. I didn't cry. I didn't scream. I just looked, memorizing everything. The light cutting across his skin, the lipstick mark on his pillow, the peace in his face. Then I turned, lifted my daughter from the hallway floor where she'd been standing and walked out. She stirred against my shoulder and whispered, "Mommy, don't worry. I already punished Daddy." I froze. Her voice was steady, too calm for a 6-year-old. I didn't ask then. I just held her tighter and said, "Good girl." I met him when I was 22, the age when you think love is destiny, not a decision. He was charming, magnetic, the kind of man who turned promises into poetry. I wanted to believe him, so I did. We built a life together. A home, a child, a future that seemed solid. My sister adored him. She once said he reminded her of our father, protective, patient, powerful. I should have known that last word was the warning. Then came the little fractures, late meetings, unexplained trips, the faint scent of a woman's perfume clinging to his jacket. I noticed, of course. Smart people often pretend not to at first. You stay quiet, observe, gather proof, and wait. And when my daughter began drawing pictures of Daddy and Aunt Lily hugging, I knew the truth had already bled into her world. Children don't invent betrayal. They just witness it more clearly than adults. I booked the flight a week later, not for him, but for me. I wanted to end it on my terms. While he slept, I was wide awake, memorizing the rhythm of his fingers on the keyboard, so I could learn his passwords. I followed the trail, hidden accounts, secret messages. Money quietly moved. Every lie was a thread I pulled until the whole thing unraveled. I didn't confront him. I dismantled him. I transferred every cent from our joint account into my own. Then I forwarded every message he'd sent my sister, the photos, the late-night words, to her fiancé. Yes, she had one. Daniel, the poor fool, too kind to suspect her. After that, I sold my shares in his company, the same company built on my father's investment, which by law was mine. I sold them to his biggest competitor. The deal closed the day before our anniversary. When I arrived home that morning, I sent them the photos I'd taken the two of them in bed. No message, just the truth. It spread like wildfire. Her engagement collapsed by noon. His company stock nosedived by evening. He called me, voice trembling, choking out apologies that came years too late. I didn't pick up. I let him drown in the echo of his own regret. 2 days later, the police called. There had been a gas leak. The stove left open, the spark from the refrigerator igniting it. The explosion tore through the kitchen. He survived, but barely. His body burned, his face scarred beyond recognition. They called an accident. Later, as I sat by the window, my daughter looked up from her doll and said softly, "I told you I'd punish Daddy." My throat closed. "What did you do, sweetheart?" She didn't lift her eyes. I turned the knob, like Daddy does when he forgets. I wanted him to forget everything. I didn't answer. I just held her, feeling the weight of it all press against my chest. She hadn't meant harm. Not really. She'd seen too much pain and called it justice. That's when I understood something terrible but true. Vengeance doesn't just live in hearts. It passes through blood. He lives now, but half the man he was. I visit sometimes, not from love, but from closure. He stares at me through the damage, unable to speak properly, trapped inside the ruins he built himself. I always bring our daughter. She smiles at him, sweet and innocent, as though she'd forgiven everything. But every time we leave, she turns to me and whispers, "He remembers now." And maybe that's enough, because revenge isn't about fury. It's about equilibrium. In the end, when love is gone, balance is the only thing that remains.